Good afternoon. I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to bring financial challenges to private companies. For the details, we have Dale De Vera joining us live from Mandaluyong City. Dale, hello. Can workers still expect their 13th month pays in advance? And what other updates did you get this morning?
Sean, the Employers Confederation of the Philippines says that advancing the 13th month pay of employees this year will be a challenge to most businesses amid the pandemic. Unlike last year, businesses this time around may not be able to advance the mandatory bonuses. ECO President Seri Ortiz Luis said majority of them are part of the MSMEs, which are badly hit by the crisis. Ortiz Luis, however, explained that the group will push businesses to get a loan from the government. That's even if their operational expenses are now piling up as they bounce back from their losses. Though he said a loan may be harder for some as it will only add to their financial concerns. While ECOP is against lockdowns, they acknowledge how important it is to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. But they hope that targeted or granular lockdowns will be implemented instead to keep the economy open. Let's hear more from ECOP.
Yung mag-a-advance ngayon, malabo yun. Kung hindi rin lang yun ang talagang practice ng kumpanya, ang problema nga yung mga micro, pagdating ng December, ang mga buwan-buwan, ang problema niya, pasweldo tapos poproblemahin nila yung 13-month pay.
Sean, if employers won't be able to give out bonuses, ECOP advises them to talk with their staff and reach a compromise on when they will be able to give what's due them. Sean?
Hey, thank you so much for that, Dale De Vera, joining us live from Mandaluyong. And the Philippine Ports Authority, or PPA, has defended the construction of an infinity pool and additional rooms at the Ports Management Office in San Fernando, La Union. This comes on the back of the Commission on Audit, or COA's, flagging the Port Authority's unnecessary pool project worth more than 10.8 million pesos. In defense, PPA General Manager Jay Santiago said the renovation of their training facility is part of their mandate to properly train their personnel. Santiago insisted that an infinity pool is more hygienic and costs almost the same as a regular pool.
You cannot say that it is unnecessary kasi may legal basis kasama sa mandate mo yon. Pangalawa, hindi naman ostentatious yung expense. We feel that it is necessary, and at the same time, it will serve a greater purpose. Kasi, as you know, ang PPA, ang daming training activities niyan.
And former Senator Bongbong Marcos is hoping that third time's the charm in securing a top national post. After losing the vice presidency in 2016 and his electoral protest, can he put the Marcos name back in the executive branch? Jovi Francisco with the story.
In 2016, Bongbong Marcos ran for vice president and lost to Leni Robredo. Marcos brought his fight to court and lost again. In May 2022, he is ready to run again.
Ang plano ay tatakbo pa rin ako sa 2022. I will be running for a national position. I'm campaigning for a national position.
Despite the pandemic, Marcos says he has managed to go around the country in preparation for a national campaign. But he remains undecided on whether to go for the presidency or try again for the vice presidency. Marcos says this election is unlike the previous ones. The sitting president may run for vice president while his daughter seems to be angling for the presidency.
You were allied with them the last time So paano pagka natuloy yung plano nilang yan, saan na mapupunta yung plano ninyo na open kayo dun sa national post na gusto nyo makuha?
Kaya it's na hindi pa panahon para mag-decide kasi hindi pa naging maliwanag kung ano yung gagawin.
The Marcoses remain allies of the Dutertes. In May this year, Marcos Jr. paid an intriguing visit to Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. That fueled speculations of a possible political tandem. Marcos is quick to say no pact has been sealed, although he says he's been in close touch with Mayor Sara.
Yung pagka-in-touch with Mayor Sara, ito ba'y pag-uusap ng partnership na potential o posible?
Well, nung una kaming nagkita, recent yung birthday niya, wala ka naman kaming pinag-usapan na mag-partner o mag-ganito. Basta sabi mo, sa magkasama tayo.
Decision time will be on the first week of October when national candidates will be filing their certificates of candidacy. Only Senator Panfilo Lacson has openly said that he is running for president. The rest are simply waiting and watching the others make their move. Jovi Francisco, we are One News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay tuned. You're back on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One group is sounding the alarm on the increase in hospital waste during the COVID-19 pandemic. Shyla Francisco with the details.
Rodel and other trash collectors in Metro Manila say it's normal for them to see different kinds of waste, such as plastic, paper, and diapers. But since the COVID-19 pandemic hit, face masks have been an added sight. While they aren't concerned for themselves, they worry about their families because most of the time, the masks are not properly segregated.
Kaya bago po kami umuwi, talagang naghuhugas naman po kami ng sarili namin. Kasi hindi naman po kami kaagad lumalapit sa mga anak namin.
Data from the Environment Department's Hazardous Waste Management System show that the Philippines generated more than 630,000 metric tons of hazardous waste in the past year. This is equivalent to 12 million 50 kilogram sacks of rice or more than 1 million sacks a month. But households are not just the culprits. There has also been an alarming rise in hospital waste in recent months. The Philippine Hospital Association attributes this to the continuous rise in COVID and non-COVID patients. IV bottles and IV lines, which are classified as hazardous DNR, have the lion's share of the waste. Disposal of these translates to additional costs for hospitals and patients.
Ang talagang nahihirapan kami dahil malaki ang binabayad namin. And remember, lahat ng gastusin na hospital, lalo sa private hospital, walang ibang magbabayad yan kundi yung pasyente. Kaya magrereklamo ang pasyente, napakamahal naman magpa-hospital. Eh paano? Siyempre, idadagdag yan. Pag bumili ka ng IV fluid, idadagdag na dyan yung ibabayad sa pagbabasuran yan.
To help decrease costs and trash generated by hospitals, the group is calling on the DNR to review its policies on hazardous waste and allow recycling and repurposing of some items. IV bottles and lines, for example, are sterile and made of good plastic, which can be repurposed. For its part, the DNR Environmental Management Bureau says they have reclassified some healthcare waste as non-pathological infectious waste, which can be co-processed as cement kiln. This includes PPEs made of woven plastic, as well as plastic materials with heating value. The DNR says it is also fast-tracking the permits for transporters of healthcare waste and treatment storage and waste disposal facilities. The agency is also asking households to properly dispose their healthcare waste and separate those from solid waste.
Huwag po natin ipagwalang bahala yan dahil again, parang ano lang yan cycle lang po yan Ang ginawa po natin, kaya po tayo may face mask, kaya tayo meron nito mga PPE, mga face shield, is to protect our lives. No po? Habang pinoprotektahan natin sarili natin, kapag natapos po gamitin at tinapon natin yan at hindi po maayos yung pagkakatapon, babalik at babalik po sa atin yung virus na yan.
A United Nations Development Program project is also in the works, which aims to put up healthcare waste facilities in Pasig and Caloocan. Shaila Francisco, VR1 News.
The Philippine National Police has accosted some 109,000 quarantine violators during the 2-week ECQ period in Metro Manila. PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar said most of them were apprehended for violating minimum health protocols as well as curfew hours. A majority of quarantine violators were only given a warning and only a few were penalized. Eleazar vows to continue the strict implementation of health protocols if the ECQ period in the NCR is extended.
We will submit to the recommendations of the Metro Manila mayors and the ITF that will be approved by our president. On the part of the PNP, what we can share is that we are averaging more or less 9,000 accosted violators daily in Metro Manila alone. Our data on the accosted violators could be forwarded to the Metro Manila Council for their review and consideration during their meeting.
All right, time to take a quick look now at today's other top stories. The Commission on Elections has thumbed down calls to move the deadline for voter registration. Instead, the poll body has decided to extend voter registration hours and open the listing on Saturdays and holidays. Commissioner Rowena Guanzon said registration on Mondays is extended up to 7 p.m. and until 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong has ordered a probe into a group of actors led by Arjo Atayde after 10 of them tested positive for COVID-19. Magalong said they were allowed to shoot in Baguio, but there were instances when crew members left the city and came back, which was not allowed. Production house Filmmaking said they had to rush Atayde, who had has a pre-existing medical condition, straight to a hospital in Manila. They are now coordinating with the Baguio City LGU. The U.S. State Department said they are open to maintaining their diplomatic presence in Kabul's airport if conditions permit. The statement came just several days before the deadline of the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan at the end of August. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.